Hello, it is me for a check-in. I kind of just wanted to check in and tell you where I've been, what I've been doing, what's been on my mind. I have taken, a few weeks off of my WrestleMania reviews and making content for the internet. I've slowly been getting back into it. But I just want to touch on some things, what's important, what I'm excited for, and what I absolutely hate right now. So let's just get into it. Let's just dive right in. When I first started my content making journey, I really wanted to talk about horror movies, pro wrestling, and mental health. And I've kind of lost track of that due to my own negligence and getting caught up in the, with negative behavior in the IWC. I think I could speak for a lot of people that don't hate themselves and respect themselves. I think I'm speaking for that portion of the IWC. I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick. There is a bulk chunk of people in the IWC that are masochists. They just really get some pleasure out of degrading themselves. Let's be completely honest. The reason I kind of stepped back from that is because I hold myself to a higher value. That hasn't always been the outlook on my life. As some of you know, I was an addict for a long time. I've been clean for over 9 years now. Thank you very much. But through my process of self-discovery, fixing my own mental health, which is always a journey, you're always working on it. And one thing that I am learning in this process, it took me a long time to get there. I never quite understood once an addict, always an addict. Again, I am still clean, but it is a struggle on a day-to-day basis, and that is hard to talk about. You kind of want to forget about the substance use in your past, but I think one thing that keeps relationships together, keeps communities together, and keeps your relationship with yourself together is constant communication. That is also something I am working on. Stop communicating, that's when things fall apart. That's when communities fall apart. That's when relationships fall apart. And that's when your relationship with yourself starts falling apart. And I think that's kind of what's happening with the IWC. We are not really having discussions. We are having arguments. We are having fights. And I think that's honestly what we are seeing in the IWC. People have lost focus on what being a human being really is. And you're just becoming these bots on the internet that just wants to drag down other people for having a good time, being happy, because you can't find that purpose within yourself. So I really had to step back for a minute and be like, hey, you know what? This version of ourselves online is not real life. We all have bills to pay. We all have jobs to go to that is outside the IWC, outside the internet, outside of any community that you're in. So I do want to talk about communities for a second. So I am in the IWC. I wish I was not, but I mean, you could say that you're not in it, but if you are on the internet as a pro wrestling fan, that's just where we are. It's reality of the situation. I've been in other communities before, and there's toxicity in every single community there is out there. This is that made me question the people that I am spending my time with and giving my time to on the internet. And that is told me that I was going to expire from cancer the same way that my dad died because I do not watch Monday Night Raw. I do not watch Monday Night Raw. I will not watch Monday Night Raw. I will get the clip show. I'm not watching 3 hours of something that is not that good. Just because I don't find it entertaining doesn't mean it is not entertaining. It means it was not made for me. And I think that that's where people are starting to lose focus a little bit. Just because one person doesn't watch it doesn't mean it's not good. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. She's one of the most popular artists, so obviously she's good to somebody. My problem here is, and I'm going to be blatantly obvious one more time, people get angry. I like AEW better than the WWE, and people will get mad at me for saying that, But me personally, I don't care about strangers' opinion that much as other people online might do. So I have really tried to go down the psychological reason why people value other people's opinions online more than they value their own self-respect and worth. That they will go online and say these nasty things because I may not like a show that they like. Value my opinion more than you respect yourself. That's really how people have to start looking at this. Because if you are willing to go online and act like a boo-boo mess because somebody doesn't watch a television show, you don't love yourself. But like I was saying, I took a break. It's a saying, the longer you stare into the abyss stares back into you. And that always got me. I think I say that because the longer you look at all this negativity online, you kind of start to become the negativity. And there was one, I'm not going to call them out by name, but a pro wrestling content creator I blocked a long time ago, and he was being pretty nasty on Twitter, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Because I didn't see him ever act like that before. And his words to me were, it is a war out there, you gotta give what you're getting. And I think that is so dangerous and harmful. Just because somebody is giving out too much negativity, a lot of negativity, there is a block button for a reason. Having open discussions with people is one thing, but to put your reputation, your morals and values on the line to argue for a television show, you really need to seek some help. And I don't mean that to be insulting whatsoever, but if you are willing to go online, show your ass that hard because a television show that you do not make money from, are not employed by, you really need to look inside yourself and realize that this is not worth compromising your own morals and values. And I really would like people to think about that for a second, because looking back on that interaction with that person, and they are still a content creator, I'm embarrassed. This is a 40-year-old person. Love pro wrestling, enjoy pro wrestling. But if you think you are going to war, and you are going to use the word war for pro wrestling, you have lost the fucking plot. I'm using that content creator as an example, but it goes so deep. The fact that we have to have this discussion over a television show is just fucking wild to me. Wild. Speaking of all of that, some things that I am super excited for. In a week, I will be going to see AEW Dynamite. I will be seeing Eddie Kingston versus Okada. I am super excited for that. I will be doing a vlog for that for my channel. So obviously I will not be live for AEW Dynamite next week because I'll be at the show. I'll also be vlogging in July of this year. I will be going to Bret Hart's bar that he just opened out in Calgary, Alberta. So if you want to see what that's all about, I will be there. I will also be in the mountains going canoeing. Maybe I'll vlog a little bit of that. Maybe I'll just vlog my whole trip, but I definitely will be vlogging Bret the Hitman Hart's bar. And if you've been following my Road to WrestleMania series, next week I am on WrestleMania 26. I am back. I don't think I'll be doing one a week again. That's another thing. I just between all the negativity and trying to pump out content and doing every WrestleMania once a week, what the fuck was I thinking? I'm surprised I did not have an aneurysm. I made it to 26. 26 will be up next week. I cannot wait. Let's just all be happy. Be pro wrestling fans. Respect. If you're not going to respect each other, at least respect yourself, See ya.